Welcome to the Fit Human Endeavors podcast. And I know you're thinking another podcast in the area of fitness, health, and wellness. I get it. There's a lot of information out there. Look, this is just my take on this space, and having been involved in it in some form or fashion for the last 30 years, this is just my take on trying to get information out there, help as many people as I can, try to maybe simplify and clarify some of the things that you may hear or see on social media, and just make this a little more easily digestible. Sometimes I think in this space, people overcomplicate things, and it gets confusing, and it seems more difficult than it needs to be, which leads to people not following through with fitness and health related goals. So again, this is my take on all that. Hopefully you can get something out of this. Let me give you a little background about myself. So I am a certified personal trainer, certified nutrition coach, and I own a personal training business called Fit Human Endeavors. So every day I get to work with great people who are crushing their goals. And I work with male and female clients, ages ranging from 13 to 74. So the younger athletes I work with, middle school, high school athletes, compete in a variety of different sports. And then my young adults are in my frontline prep program, and they are either trying to get into first responder academies, military service academies, or the military. So prior to starting my business, I was a law enforcement officer for 22 years. I retired last year, and prior to that served in the U.S. Army. So I try to take all of my experience and I try to give it back to the people that I work with every day. So a little more background about my athletic experience. I've been an athlete my whole life. So growing up playing soccer and baseball, running track, and then in college got into adventure racing. It's obstacle course racing. And then from there into triathlon, competed in Olympic distance and half Ironman distance triathlons. From there into cycling, and competed in cycling for the better part of 10 years. And all throughout that time, competed in running races, half marathons, marathon. So I say that to say I couple that with my career work experience, and I try to give that back to as many people as I can that I can help. So getting into law enforcement, right? Chances are you get into law enforcement because you like to help people. You're a problem solver. So I look at myself as a problem solver. I like to try to solve issues for people. I like to try to work with people on their fitness journeys, on their fitness goals. And we come up with a plan. We solve the puzzle. We come up with a plan and we execute it. So that's what I love to do. I'm super passionate about this. I love doing this. I love helping people. I love trying to put out as much information as I can. When people have a question, I get excited about it. I love it. I research this stuff. I read it. I read about it. I love doing it. So that's why I started my business. And ultimately, that's why I'm starting this podcast and YouTube channel. I want to try to help as many people as I can. So I want to make this a positive community type of thing where we help each other out and we kind of demystify this whole space. And I want to share with you a lot of my personal successes, my failures, my shortcomings. Learn from them. I want you to either learn what I have done that has worked, or learn what I did that didn't work, and don't do that. Try to save you some time and some headache, because I trial and error everything on myself. I've tried every kind of workout. Not a big fan of diets. We'll get into that in future episodes, because I believe in keeping things simple. Keeping things simple makes them more digestible, makes you more likely to stick with them. So I'll give you my philosophy as a coach and a trainer. I don't believe in magic bullets. There's no magic bullet. There's no magic pill. The only thing that does work is showing up and putting in the work and being consistent. So identifying a goal, formulating a plan, and executing on that plan every day, that's what works. I don't believe in magic bullets. There are none. There haven't been any, and I don't think there's going to be. And I know that's sometimes not a popular opinion, because people do want things done now. They want instant gratification. They want to accomplish things in the overnight, and that just doesn't happen in my experience. So we'll get into more of that in future episodes. But some ideas that I would like to bring on some people as guests that have helped me personally, both in this business and in my personal life, because I think you can get a lot from them. I know I did, because if it weren't for some of these people, I wouldn't have started this podcast or YouTube channel, and I certainly wouldn't have started a business. So they've been very influential in my life and very helpful, and I want to bring them on to share their story, their message, because I think you'll get a lot out of it as I did. So I just want to keep this episode short. Just wanted to intro the channel, let you know what I got coming up. I will be releasing episodes 1 and 2 on March 24th, and they will be on Apple Podcast, Google, Spotify, and YouTube. So I am at Fit Human Endeavors on YouTube, at Fit Human Endeavors on Instagram and Facebook. If you could give me a follow, I'd appreciate it. Check out those pages. And if you could hit the subscribe button, I'd also appreciate it, because that'll let you know when the episodes are coming out. So episodes 1 and 2, March 24th. Give you a little sneak peek. Episode 1 is going to be titled Getting to the Start Line. So this is something I think about all the time, right? Getting to the start line can mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people. Getting to the start line could be a new job, a new relationship, a new business, a new fitness goal, running your first 5K, running a half marathon, riding your bike for 100 miles, starting a new podcast. Whatever it may be, the starting line is usually the hardest part, because identifying what you want to do isn't hard, right? You might say, I want to run a 5K. That's not hard. But it's hard to start running that 5K. It's hard sometimes to start training for that 5K or that half marathon or that marathon, especially as those goals get bigger, the stakes are higher, right? So a lot of times you want to internalize those things. You don't want to really put it out there in the world, because then you got to kind of do it. So getting to the start line, towing that start line for me personally is starting this podcast and YouTube channel, because I'm not a tech guy. I'm not a YouTube guy. So setting this camera up, hitting record on this podcast and YouTube channel is a huge start line for me. But sometimes the start line's real scary. It's a scary place because it's unknown. But sometimes in life you just have to hit record, and you got to get to the start line. You got to tow that start line. So we'll get into that on episode 1, because I think it'll be helpful for a lot of people that may be sitting on some ideas, and it's not as hard as it seems getting to that start line. So we'll talk more about that. I'm going to build this plane as I fly it. So hopefully you stick around for the ride. Thanks for listening. See you in episode 1. Thanks.